I'm about to tell you something that will haunt you. And if you ignore it, you'll end up exactly where I am, alone, at 83, wishing you could go back. I'm 83 years old. This phone hasn't rung in 4 months. 4 months. You see this face? These wrinkles? Every single one is a reminder of how right I was. How perfectly, completely, devastatingly right I was about everything. And you know what being right got me? An empty house. Silent holidays. Grandchildren whose voices I've never heard. I won every argument with my daughter for 36 years. Every single one. I was the smartest man in every room. And 2 Christmases ago, I ate dinner alone. Frozen turkey. In the dark. Because everyone I ever loved stopped calling. Now I know what you're thinking. This doesn't apply to me. I'm not like him. My situation is different. That's exactly what I said when I was your age. I've buried the woman I loved. I've watched my children erase me from their lives. I've sat in hospital rooms alone. I've celebrated birthdays with nobody. And the worst part? I did this to myself. One argument at a time. So when I tell you that being right will cost you everything, I need you to feel this in your bones. Because right now, someone in your life is getting tired. They're not telling you, but they're one argument away from giving up on you, and you won't see it coming. Trust me, I'm going to share 3 lessons with you. The last one made me pick up the phone after 4 years and say 2 words I thought would kill me. But before I tell you what happened when she answered, before I tell you if it's too late for me, you need to understand how I got here. Because you're closer to where I am than you think. Come closer. This might save your life. Let me tell you who I am, and why you should care what I have to say. I spent 42 years as a structural engineer. Designed 17 bridges across 3 states. I built things that had to be perfect. I had a wife who loved me. 2 daughters who looked up to me. Thought I had it all figured out. But there was something else in that photo. Something I couldn't see back then. July 15th, 1987. The night I told my daughter she was ruining her life. She wanted to be an artist. I said she was being irresponsible. March 3rd, 1994. My wife had a heart attack. I argued with the doctors about her treatment plan. She recovered, but something in her eyes changed. She looked at me different after that. I spent 30 years trying to understand why everyone pulled away. Why did they stop calling? What did I do wrong? I was just trying to help them. And then, 4 months ago, sitting in this empty house, I finally understood. What I'm about to share took me 83 years to learn. You can learn it in the next 11 minutes. Here's what nobody tells you about always needing to be right. Write this down. All of it. The first thing is this. Being right costs more than being wrong ever could. Let me tell you the story of how I learned this. It was 1987. I was 44 years old. My daughter Jennifer was 22. Just graduated college. She came to dinner that Sunday. I remember my wife made pot roast, Jennifer's favorite. We were drinking coffee. The sun was coming through the window. Everything felt normal. And then she said, "Dad, I got accepted to an art residency in New Mexico. I'm going to be a painter." I put down my coffee. I looked at her degree on the wall. Business Administration. 4 years. $70,000. And I said, "Absolutely not. You're throwing away everything we built for you." She stood up. She said, "Dad, this is my dream." I said, "Your dream doesn't pay the bills." I know better than you. My wife touched my arm, said my name, just once. "Robert." I shook her off. Jennifer walked out. The door closed. That was the last real conversation we had for 14 years. She went to New Mexico. She became a painter, a successful one. I know because I looked her up online. I stood in that kitchen after she left, and I told my wife, she see I was right. She'd come back when she fails. I was right about one thing. You can't make a living as an artist, except she did. But I lost my daughter proving a point that didn't even matter. Now let me ask you something. Who in your life are you trying to prove wrong right now? Your spouse who loads the dishwasher wrong. Your kid who wants to major in something impractical. Your parent who still treats you like a child. Being right cost me 14 years with my daughter. What's it costing you? Write that down, but that's not all. The second thing, this one's harder to talk about. Pride sounds exactly like protection. That's why it's so dangerous. Let me tell you about the day my wife stopped fighting back. March 3rd, 1994. Margaret had a heart attack. 62 years old. They stabilized her. Young doctor came out. Couldn't have been older than 30. He recommended a specific medication. Beta blocker. I knew about beta blockers. I'd read about them. I told him he was wrong, that she needed a different treatment. I'd researched it. He explained his reasoning. I cut him off. I had 42 years of engineering experience. I knew how to analyze data. You know what happened? He gave in. Sighed, "Whatever you want, sir," and walked away. I turned to Margaret. Thought she'd be proud. Thought I protected her. She looked at me, and she said, "Robert, I'm so tired." She took the medication I chose. It worked fine. But something broke that day. For the next 9 years, until she died in 2003, Margaret stopped arguing with me, stopped sharing opinions, stopped fighting for us. I thought I'd won. I thought I'd protected her. I just worn her down. When you love someone and you're always correcting them, always showing them the right way, you're not protecting them. You're just training them that their thoughts don't matter. Their voice doesn't count. I would give anything, everything to have one more argument with Margaret. I wish I'd known this sooner. But you still have time. And now, the third thing. This is the most important one. This is the one that changes everything. Silence is the loudest sound you'll ever hear. Let me tell you about 4 months ago. December 23rd. I had a cart with 1 turkey TV dinner. The cashier asked if I was having a quiet holiday. I said yes, quiet. That's a nice word for alone, isn't it? I drove home. Every house I passed had lights, cars in driveways, people inside. My house was dark. Just the porch light I leave on so it doesn't look abandoned. I sat in my car, in my own driveway, and I couldn't make myself go inside. I pulled out my phone, opened my contacts. 47 names. Jennifer, my daughter. My grandchildren I've never met. My younger daughter Sarah, who stopped calling in 2015. I hovered over Jennifer's name. Just sat there. 30 minutes. You know what I was thinking? What if she doesn't answer? What if she does answer and has nothing to say to me? I looked at my call history. The last time I called her was 2019, 4 years ago, to tell her she was wrong about something. I don't even remember what. I couldn't do it. I put the phone down, went inside, ate that frozen dinner, and I sat in the silence I'd created. One correction at a time, one argument at a time, one "I told you so" at a time. The silence is loud. It sounds like every conversation I shut down. Every time I said, "You're wrong," instead of "Tell me more." Every time I chose being right over being loved. For 3 days, I listened to that silence. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, the day after, December 27th, 4 months ago. I called Jennifer. My hands were shaking so hard, I almost dropped the phone. She answered on the 5th ring, and I said 3 words I should have said 36 years ago. I was wrong. Not maybe I was wrong. Not you were right too. Just, I was wrong. About everything. And I'm sorry. Do you see it now? Do you understand? The silence comes slowly, then all at once. And breaking it is the hardest thing you'll ever do. You have to choose. Right now. I'm 83 years old now. I've learned these 3 lessons the hard way. Being right costs more than being wrong. And silence is the loudest sound you'll ever hear. They're all connected. Today, I wake up every morning at 6 a.m., make my coffee, and I call Jennifer. Is it easy? No. Do I still want to correct her sometimes? Every single time. Will you get it perfect? Never. I still don't. But here's what I know. If this stubborn, proud, broken old man can swallow his pride and say, I was wrong, you can too. You have something I don't have anymore. You have time. Don't waste it proving points that won't matter when you're sitting alone at Christmas. Listen to me. Don't wait until you're 83 to figure this out. Time moves faster than you think. One day you're 25, arguing about whose turn it is to do the dishes. The next you're 83, wondering where everyone went. I want you to do something for me right now. Pick one person. Just one. Someone you're proving a point to. Pull out your phone. Call them. Text them. And say, I was wrong, or your opinion matters, or just, I miss you. Do it today. Not tomorrow. Today. And then I want you to come down to the comments and tell me who you called. Tell me which lesson hit you the hardest. Because I read every single one. Everyone. I have time now. I'm 83. My phone rings now. Twice a week. Don't wait until the silence is deafening. Don't make my mistakes. Call them while you still can.